Hello, Darren Alff here from BicycleTerrainPro.com. I am at the Glenwood Cemetery in Park City, Utah. It is the night before Halloween at sunset right now, probably the spookiest time to get to a cemetery, just as it's about to get dark. On the sign here you can see it says the Glenwood Cemetery is a sacred historical burial place for many people who are instrumental in the growth and development of Park City. This is a private cemetery. You're welcome to enter, but please be respectful and reverent at all times. It says over here, please be courteous and do not touch anything. Headstones and markers may be historic and are placed by the families or fellow miners of those who are buried here. So going in this little entryway and grab my tripod and in we go. So I thought that because it's Halloween, I would do a spooky video and kind of show off some of the haunted history of Park City, Utah. Now, Park City, Utah, where I live, is a mining town. It used to be a silver mining town. Here's the cemetery behind me. You can see some of the headstones and stuff behind me. All up here. So this is a 5-acre cemetery. And most of the people buried here, I think, were buried 100 years ago, so it's not a place that you can be buried today. It's pretty much all full as far as I know. So Park City, Utah, where I live, got its start as a silver mining town back in 1866. And because of the older history of Park City, it's kind of a spooky place sometimes. All up in these mountains behind me, there are hundreds and hundreds of mine shafts that have been closed now, but they used to be open, and they go down about 1,000 feet underground into this mountain. And the miners from 150 years ago spent their summers and winters underground mining the ore out of this mountain, trying to find as much silver as they possibly could. And a lot of those miners were between the ages of 17 and 40. The other percentage of the population were Chinese who came from building the railroad. You know, the Golden Spike is here in Utah, where the east and the west railroads connected. And a lot of the people that were building the railroads were Chinese. And after the railroad was finished, a lot of those people moved to places like Park City, where they got jobs working as cooks, cleaners, housekeepers, etc. But a lot of the Chinese did not get jobs working in the mines. The actual miners were generally people from Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, that kind of area. People that were used to this cold winter weather that we get here in Park City. So you got to imagine 150 years ago, young people my age or so working underground in these mines all day long. And the craziest thing that I think when I think of these old miners is the fact that they didn't have electricity and all the gadgets and technology that we have today. They were given every day, they were given 3 candles. That's all they had to go underground, 1,000 feet underground in a pitch dark black tunnel and work all day long by candlelight, you know, with explosives, blowing rock out of the mountains and then shoveling it up into train cars and pushing it out of. They had horses underground that lived inside the mountain, like permanently, and these horses would pull the wagons full of ore out of the mountain. They'd load the ore up into these cable cars that would come down the mountain off in this direction here. They'd load the ore up onto a train car and then train this ore all the way to San Francisco. They'd put the ore on a boat. They'd ship it all the way around the southern tip of South America, take it all the way back up to England, where they would then process the ore and try to find the silver, and then they would make the money. And I don't know how they made any money, considering how expensive that whole trip must have been. But anyways, that's what Park City used to be 150 plus years ago, is a silver mining town, and these people had it really, really rough. It was cold and hard work, and like I said, like the technology and stuff that we have today just simply did not exist. A lot of these people were living in wooden cabins with no insulation during freezing cold winters. and like I said, working by candlelight. So super, super scary. I can't imagine being down in a mine 1,000 feet down by myself with just a candle as my only means of navigating and seeing where I am, you know. Imagine if that candle went out and you're just in complete pitch black darkness. Super, super scary stuff. So anyways, my tour tonight begins here at the Glenwood Cemetery. Look at, I'm just going up to a random headstone here, but it says August 1887 is when the person died, and they were born in 1841. Joseph Brunver. So that's just one example. Let's go over here to this one. This is John R. Pook. February 1856 he was born, died 1909. Here's an interesting little headstone. It has a sheep on the top of it. This person was born, can you see that? Was born December 1892, died August 1896. It says, "Dear Papa and Mama, do not," I don't know what that says, "for me. I am only waiting in glory for thee, Safford." So it's getting pretty dark right now. The plan is to leave my bicycle here at the cemetery. I'm just going to lock it to the gate over here. I've brought my backpack, so I'm going to hike up the mountain about 1,000 feet up, several miles back, and take you to some of the old mining buildings that exist from 150 plus years ago here in Park City, Utah. And hopefully we don't run into any of the old mining ghosts, because there are actually stories of people hiking in these mountains at nighttime and hearing the voices of the miners from, you know, the early history of Park City. Some people hear the old train cars full of core and ore and silver and stuff being pushed through the mountain, as well as the voices of the miners. And some people have even reported seeing the miners walking through the forest at night by candlelight, which sounds super scary. So hopefully I don't run into that. So that's the plan. Leave my bike here, hike up into the mountains in the dark, camp up at one of these old mines overnight, and hopefully don't have any encounters with ghosts. So I've been hiking for about a half hour now. Had to put my warm jacket on. Behind me here are two of these old miner cabins. They're really dilapidated. I'll step up here so you can kind of see. But people used to live in these. There's no insulation at all. There's like chicken wire over the doors at the moment. It wasn't always like that, of course. Here's another one. This one looks like it was used to store some farm equipment or something, or mining equipment. Anyways, these two are locked off, but there are several up here that I think we can get inside of. So I'm gonna keep hiking up the mountain. Got another hour maybe to go into the dark. Look at straight ahead, it's completely pitch black. Okay, so it is completely dark in front of me. I'm gonna have to stop here and put my headlamp on. Okay, so I've got my headlamp on, and there is a small creek over here which is making a lot of noise. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to, yeah, pretty spooky. And up here is the forest, just everywhere. And that water is so loud I can't hear anything but that. That's where we're going, up into the mountains here. I'm still hiking on the road here. The creek is off to my left, and I'm just looking for animals. There's some more old mining stuff up there. You can see the logs sticking out of the rock. I mean, it's pretty spooky out here. It's Halloween, or the night before Halloween, a couple hours before Halloween. I'm all alone, it's pitch black, and this place is totally wild. I mean, there are bears, mountain lions, moose, all kinds of things out here. And I'm thinking now I should have brought my bear spray, which I didn't. I'm going past an old construction site here, building some kind of water maintenance thing. Oh, it's getting muddy. Oh. This is why I didn't bring my bicycle, because we've had some snow and rain the last couple days, and I knew that the trail was going to be really muddy, and I didn't want to tear it up with my bike. So that's why I'm hiking instead of biking. Okay, I'm on the trail. It's just a pipe sticking out of the ground. I'm shining my headlamp into my eyes so that you can see me. I'm up here kind of at the top of the trail, getting close to where the mining stuff is. And I'm blinding myself with this light. Ooh. Right behind me, right there, is the first of the mining stuff that I wanted to show you. So, climb up this little hill. It's hard to do in the dark. Ooh. It's super spooky. Look at the train tracks right there. Oh. Okay, hold on. I gotta flip this around. Oh, look. So, this I believe is where they stored, the explosives. And look up here, it says explosives up there. And this is all sealed off, you can't get in there now. But here are the tracks coming out, so they'd load the explosives on these tracks, and then the tracks lead this direction over here. And you can see they've been discontinued, obviously, this was a long time ago. But the tracks would continue around this direction, and over here is the entrance to the mine. So that's where we're gonna go next. There's all sorts of stuff up here, and it is super scary. Okay, there's a light over there. I don't know what that is. A sign. Okay, so this looks like a temporary shed where they would store stuff in. You can see. Whew, so spooky. Yeah, they got a bunch of sandbags and stuff in here now, but I'm guessing they stored the trains or the ore or something. You can see the tracks for some old pipes and stuff here. Hoses, sandbags. Yeah. Look at there's a sign here. Judge Mine and Smelting Company Office. Oh, so that's what this was. This concrete building located next to the portal to the Judge Mine Drain and Work Tunnel was built in 1920 and served as the main office for the Judge Mining and Smelting Company. The rear part of the structure contained the change room where miners showered and changed from their work clothes into regular clothes. Labor trouble in 1949 and the merger of the Judge Mining and Smelting Company and United Park City Mines in 1953 brought an end to the use of the building. Okay, interesting. Look at that. Look at these old cars that were up here. I mean, this is fairly modern, 1953, 1920. That's not even as old as the mining was in Park City. The original miners were up here in 1870, something like that. So this is a fairly modern structure. My camera is having a really hard time focusing in the dark here. So sorry about that, but what is this blue thing? It's just tape, but it looks like a light. It says private property. So this is the main entrance to the mine, and I'm not going to go in there. It says it is a federal offense to proceed beyond this point without express permission of Park City Public Works. So I'm not going to go any further, but right there is the entrance to the mine, and there's an old mine car right there. And if you can see inside, you can't see anything. Really spooky, but you could see the yellow car kind of sitting right there, and here's the train tracks coming from that explosives area into here, so you can see them leading out this direction, and that would be the main entrance to the mine, and then it goes down 1,000 feet underground, and there's like some building here. This is a modern building, but this is where the miners were living and working. It's super scary. Did I mention it's super scary? Okay. I'm holding my hand over the light. See if you can see me. There I am. Okay, I'm just walking through the dark here. Okay, we're approaching the next set of buildings here. Again, I apologize for the camera not focusing so well, but it is pitch black outside. That's spooky. Look at that. An old sofa. Ooh, yuck. It's a sign that says, "The surrounding buildings are historic mining structures. Vandalism and removal of materials is a criminal act. Violators will be prosecuted." There's a little sign there. Okay, well, I'm not gonna steal anything. I'm just kind of looking around. Oh man, that scared me. I saw this thing moving over here. This is creepy. Little aliens. I'm not saying anything because I'm so scared. What is that? Oh, jeez. Now this building used to be filled with all of the core samples. They would drill down into the rock, bring up a core sample, which was like a cylinder of rock, and then they would look to see if there was any silver inside of it, and if there was, they would continue to drill and mine in that area. Look at that old lamp up there. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, let's get out of here. That's something spooky. There's another building over here. And another one up there. Can you see that one? Look at, oh, it's just there in the distance. Okay, we're gonna go over here now. once again, really scary stuff in here. There's the forest just off to the side here. Okay, here we go. Quite a bit of vandalism in here. Okay, look here. Now these are old core samples that they have left over. Look at this. There's just piles of them here. I'm trying to find a good one. Whoa, there's a whole bunch here. Okay, so look, what this is they would drill down into the mountain and they would pull up a core sample like this, and then they would look inside the rock like here. I'm trying to get my camera to focus. Okay, there. And they would see if there was any silver in there. And if there was, they would continue to drill down to wherever the depth of was for this core sample. And so all of these trays that you see here are filled with core samples from the miners from 100 years ago or whatever. And so the whole ground is just littered with them here. Look at this. And all of these trays are just, or they were at one point, filled with these core samples. See? Look at that. That is really cool. And there's just trays and trays and trays of them. I bet you some of these have silver in them. I just wouldn't be able to identify it myself because I'm not experienced enough. But you can see some quartz and stuff that might be in there. It's pretty cool. Old metal things. Yeah. And see, they're all numbered and everything. But yeah, this is historic stuff right here. There's an old soda can. I don't know what this is over here. Oh, these were the shelves that all these core samples used to be on. It looks like the shelving has been tilted on its side, perhaps. And same here. Just live. I hope I live through this adventure. It's scary in here. It's super quiet, like the forest. There's no noise. I don't know what these are. These were old electrical things that look like they're not from the 1800s. These are from the 50s or something like that. 40s, 50s, 60s maybe even. I'm not sure. What are those? If you know, let me know. Leave a comment. Oh, look at this. Cool old ladder right here. Is that a ladder or what is that? It looks part of a railroad track or something. Really neat stuff. Okay, one more building and then I get out of here. It's a big black thing right there. Don't know what that is. It's a barrel. It scared me. Thought it was like a beaver. Look at this building. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Why did I decide to come here at night? That's the one big question. This whole building looks like it could fall over at any moment. Okay, and see, look, these are the shelves that held the trays of the core samples. You can still see some of the core samples on the shelf from 150 years ago. Look at that. They're all just corroded away. Cardboard boxes and wooden boxes. These are cardboard, so these are probably newer than the ones that I showed you just a moment ago. But I'm carefully walking through here. We get up above the door. It's scary. It's like a more little closet back here with more samples and things. Whoa. Looks like animals living in here. And again, more of these core samples all over the place. And especially in this back room here. Ooh. This looks scary. Look at that. The shelves are just falling over. Those look like almost brand new boxes down there. They're sealed shut. Looks like a little closet filled with rat droppings everywhere. But look down here. Look at those boxes are sealed shut. They look almost brand new. And they have core samples in them. There are rats all over the place here. Here's the view from outside. There's the building next door. Anyways, look at more core samples up there. Let's see. Here, a whole bunch of little ones. These are thin ones. It's kind of interesting how they had thin ones and thicker ones and really thick ones. Look, like this one. This is about 2 inches thick. I don't see silver in any of these, but I guess you gotta know what you're looking for. And if there was silver in there, they'd probably take it out. I don't see much of anything except for fresh rat droppings. Look at that. There are some big animals in this room. Okay, I'm out of here. Don't abandon me, Hako. Look at the wallpaper over here. Look at how old this is. It's all waterlogged. It's like a horror movie. Oh my god, look at this. That is the creepiest thing I've seen tonight. It's like a bloody hand. So it is almost midnight right now, believe it or not. It's super dark, super quiet, super spooky, and I'm going to set up my tent, but I just heard some voices. The building is moving in the wind. It's creaking like it's gonna fall over, so that's scary. And I just heard some voices off in this direction. It sounded like children, but I can hear footsteps of people like walking. Dude, there's a light in the building next door. Holy shit. I'm not even joking right now. There are 2 people in the next building over, the one that I was in just a minute ago. I see a light in there. Look. Okay, I'm in the doorway of this building, but over there, look, do you see it? I swear there was a light coming out of those 2 windows just a second ago. It's blurry. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I heard voices off to the left over this direction, and then I just saw two lights appear over by that building right there.